So again, we're going to look at our new vocabulary words. So we have examples of, which could be the 7, a variable, which is the -2y. So the variable is the y. And then you can have it being a product of a number and one or more variables. So what that means is 5xyz functions as a single term with multiple variables and coefficients. The coefficient is the numerical factor of the term. So in our first example, the coefficient is the 5. So in 5xyz, 5 is the coefficient. And then terms that have the same variables raised to the same power are considered like terms. So that's when we combine like terms. So like terms are terms that are raised to the same variables and powers. They have to match in all ways. Okay. Next, we have our examples of algebraic expressions and their properties. So the first property we're going to talk about is subtraction. So if you have subtraction, you have a minus b, which is the same as equaling a plus a negative b. In here, we do not want to write it as a plus a negative b anymore. Your goal is to write it how it looks on the left. So your goal is to... Does anybody need more time to copy those down? Okay. So one of the skills we're going to work on today is to simplify by combining like terms. So we can simplify by combining like terms by simply grouping together the like values. So we have 2h minus 3k plus 7 times 2h minus 3k. So the first thing you're going to do is distribute that 7 in, so that you have 2h minus 3k plus 14h minus 21k. Okay, and then you're going to group together your like terms. So we'll group the h's with the h's. So 2h and 14h gives you 16h. And negative 3k and negative 21k gives negative 24k. Okay. In number 2, we'll just combine like terms. So what I like to do is if it's x squared, maybe I put a single underline. If they're x's, I do a squiggle. If there was nothing, maybe I did 2 underlines. But I try to go through and look at the like terms so I can group them. So 2x squared minus 4x squared is negative 2x squared plus an additional negative x squared gives me negative 3x squared. And then positive 5 and positive x gives a positive 6x. Remember that when we combine like terms, we only change the coefficients. We do not change the powers of the variables. We only change the coefficients. We do not change the powers of the variables. And moving over to number 3, we have negative 2 distributed into R and S. And then the negative distributing into both as well. So you get negative 2R minus 2S minus 2R minus 2S. Combining like terms, you get negative 4R minus 4S. Okay, and then down at the bottom, we're talking about finding the perimeter of each figure and then simplifying our answer. So for perimeter, that is the sum of all the sides. So I always pick a corner and kind of make my way around. So if we start at the top, you have C. Going down, you have half a C. Then you have D. Down, we have D minus C. Going over, you have a D. Down, another half C. Over, a C. And back to the top, one last adding of a D. So then what you need to do is combine your like terms. So I have C plus a half minus C plus a half plus C. So a half plus a half is a whole, but then you're minusing one. So these 3 kind of cancel each other. So you have C plus C, which is 2C. And then D plus D plus D plus D. So you get 2C plus 4D. Okay. And then on the last one, we're looking at perimeter again. So once again, you want to start in a corner. And if you like to be different, you could start down here. And then you work your way around. So I have Y plus Y plus 2x minus Y plus 3x plus 2x plus 3x minus Y Once again, underlining maybe your y's. Squiggles under x. So I have 2x plus 3x plus 2x plus 3x. So you get 10x. And then plus y is 2y minus y minus y. So all your y's cancel. So you get 10x. And then in number 6, once again, starting with a corner, we have 2c plus 3c minus d over 3 plus d plus d plus d plus 6c minus 2d over 3 plus 2c plus 3c. So here I have 3d, so I can combine those. I have 5c. Maybe I add to it the other 2c's. So what that does is now I have at least grouped together. So I have 7c plus 3d. And then you need to clean up your fractions. So if you have a coefficient on the bottom, that can go underneath each top piece. So I can really see that as 3c over 3 minus d over 3 plus 6c over 3 minus 2d over 3. So 3 over 3 is 1. 6 over 3 is 2. So this becomes 1c plus 2c, which is 3. Add that to 7, and you get 10. Negative 1/3 and negative 2/3 is kind of like negative 1 because you got a negative whole. So 3d minus 1d is 2d. Good? Awesome. Your homework is that next worksheet in that packet. It is worksheet 1-1. So you're going to work on that handout there. Once you finish that, you are good for the day. So again, your homework is that handout 1-1.